Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Quant, whose current price stands at the $119.7 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.59%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Quant chart. From the all-time high, we have been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which took us back to around the $41.2 mark. And after making our low, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side over here. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see this better, that movement to the upper side has been obeying the Elliot wave structures. And here on the 4-hour chart, you can see this Elliot wave structure in blue, which is a fractal wave to the upper side, having that as the first wave to the upper side, then a wave 2 continued pushing high in the formation of a wave 3, then a wave 4, and then a wave 5, making its peak at around the $229 mark. And having seen that fractal wave to the upper side in formation and having completed the formation of a wave 5, we can now name that as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And whatever we expect next after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 1 is a movement to the lower side in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, which should be a corrective movement. And using the Fibonacci's, we can get a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 2 by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of that first wave to the high of that first wave. And that is because a second wave is a retracement of the first wave, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. And you can see we have managed to break out of the target area to the lower side after losing a key area of support, and because of that I have to extend my target area back to the fib level 0.78 fib level, which perfectly lies at the $80.2 mark. And then removing the Fibonacci's so that we can see this better, you can see that Quant has retraced into the minimum target area over here, and there are chances that the low for that higher Elliot wave count 2 over here might be in, and we might have started that reversal to the upper side in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3. So whatever I'm expecting after seeing the low of this higher Elliot wave count 2 is a movement that is an impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3, and I can have that here on the charts like that. And jumping to the 1-hour chart so that we can see what we have here on the 1-hour chart. Here on the 1-hour chart, after making our low in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 2 over here, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that has been obeying the Elliot wave structures. And because the wave 3 is an impulsive wave, I also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3 to the upper side, and this might be the beginning of that wave 3 to the upper side in whatever we are seeing over here. And if I have my Elliot wave structures here on the charts, we can have these as the first wave to the upper side, then a wave 2, then this is the wave 3, then I'm expecting a retracement in the formation of a wave 4 before we continue pushing high in the formation of a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within that higher Elliot wave count 3 that we have on the daily chart, on the 4-hour chart. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure over here, so that it can also give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out. After making our high for that first wave, then seeing the low of that second wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 3, and we can use the Fibonacci's, that is the trend based Fibonacci, to get to see whether this wave 3 has done the minimum that we expect a wave 3 to the upper side to do, connecting the fibs from the low of that first wave to the high of that first wave, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. And that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side using the fib ratios 1:1 fib ratios at around the $122.3 mark. And you can see this is a target area that we have fully maximized here on the Quant chart, and there are chances that the high for this wave 3 was in at around the $126.4 mark. And whatever we have been seeing after making that high is a movement to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4, and using the Fibonacci's, assuming the high was in at around the $126 mark, then whatever we are seeing, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that wave 4, connecting the fibs from the low of the second wave to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts, which perfectly lies at the $115 mark and the $112.4 mark, which is a target area that we have fully maximized here on the charts, meaning there are chances that the low for that fourth wave might also be in, and whatever we are seeing right now is a bounce to the upper side in the formation of this wave 5. And using the Fibonacci's, that is a trend based Fibonacci, once more we can sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that wave 5, assuming the low for the first wave, that is for the fourth wave, is in, by connecting the fibs from the low of the first wave to the high of the first wave, then dragging the fibs to the high of the wave 3 at around the $126.1 mark, and then that gives me a minimum target area at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $137 mark. So that is my primary scenario that I'm expecting here on the Quant chart. There's a high possibility that the low for that fourth wave is in, and whatever we are seeing over here is a nice impulsive movement to the upper side, taking us back to around the $137 mark in the formation of that wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1 in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upper side. And because the wave 5 is also an impulsive movement, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation over here, and we might have started seeing such a structure right here, having this as the wave 1, then I will expect a wave 2, then a wave 3, a wave 4, and then continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5 to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1. So let's be patient and see how the chart plays out over here, so that we can also start sketching out this Elliot wave structure. But for now, we don't have any confirmations on how to draw that here on the charts. But the other thing I can say is that we are also trading above the 20-day MA here on the 1 hour chart. That is very positive, because that means it's giving us support that we need to continue pushing higher. Also going back to the 4 hour chart, so that I can also sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of the higher Elliot wave count 3 using the Fibonacci's. We can use the fibs, that is the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave down there to the high of this first wave, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3 at the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $396.4 mark. And that is so positive for Quant in case we continue pushing higher in the formation of that wave 3, and also continue obeying the Elliot wave structures. Getting back to the 1 hour chart, so that I can see what chart movements will be supported here on the 1 hour RSI. On the 1 hour RSI, we are trading at around the 56 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bearish cross, and we are seeing a decrease in the buying momentum, and that would mean a bit of lower prices could be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.